Hey y'all, this Halloween I wanted to find a nice way to do something a little special for y'all. 'Tis the season, right? Well, after racking my brain, I thought why not just tell some good old-fashioned campfire stories for the next couple of weeks to get us in the mood. As if we aren't all the time, right? So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a new story hitting the feed every single night, 13 nights in a row. Now, in trying to decide which campfire tale I wanted to start with, I figured I should do one that is very near and dear to my heart. It's a story that I tell all the time when I lead the Grim and Ghostly tour for Franklin Walking Tours out here in Franklin, Tennessee. And not only do I want more folks to hear it, but I also want to make sure you have the opportunity to come out and actually see the place this Halloween season. So if you're in town, check the live events tab on southerngothicmedia.com to see which tours I'll be leading, and come hear this story along with a ton more in person. I promise you won't be disappointed. But if you can't, I totally understand. Just sit back, relax next to the fire here, and let's kick off the next 13 nights with the sad tale of the Clouston Bride. Down in Franklin, Tennessee, just a stone's throw from the old Masonic Hall, is a beautiful federal-style building that's now home to an art gallery. And of course, if you ask the owner, it's also home to a number of spirits, although one in particular has really cemented itself in the local lore. This building was built back in 1821 by a Scottish-born man named Edward G. Clouston. But it wasn't meant to be Edward's primary residence. It was meant for entertaining, as Clouston had made a name for himself and profited well. After all, he owned the town's drugstore. It's said that over the years, many great Tennesseans have dined and danced at Clouston Hall, including Sam Houston, Andrew Jackson, James K. Polk, and Andrew Johnson. But according to local lore, Mr. Clouston had hoped to have the construction of this beautiful home completed in time for one very special event, his daughter's wedding. Being the rich Southern man that he was, Edward spared no expense. So after much planning was done, the local church was lavishly decorated and prepared for the occasion. And the day before, both family and honored guests came into town in anticipation of the upcoming nuptials. But that night, on the eve of the wedding, Edward and his wife were awoken by a particularly gruesome sound. So the pair rose from their bed, left their room, and discovered something truly horrific in the foyer. Their daughter, the bride-to-be, had hung herself from the grand staircase. Now, the girl didn't leave a note, but everyone knew why she had done what she did. She was only 17, and her groom was 48. Some say that the girl was in love with the boy down the road, but honestly, who would blame her either way? This marriage was clearly a financial arrangement, and the girl had no say in her future. Of course, to this very day, folks believe that the Clouston Bride continues to haunt the building where she made that fateful, tragic decision. In October of 2020, the current owner, painter Kelly Harwood, was interviewed by local news outlet WKRN for their Haunted Tennessee series. He told the reporter that he knew the building's history when he purchased it and was well aware that it was haunted. After all, not only had Clouston Hall been the purported site where Edward's daughter had hung herself, but it was also one of the 44 field hospitals used following the bloody Battle of Franklin, in which 10,000 soldiers either died, were wounded, or went missing in a span of a mere 5 hours. But Harwood confirmed that the apparition of the Clouston Bride will appear from time to time, and claimed that he himself had an encounter. Quote, "I've seen the image of her body. I saw her feet dangling from her dress." Visitors to what is now an art gallery have claimed similar sightings of the young girl for years, and pictures that are purportedly evidence of her presence there have been passed around and shown on local ghost tours. However, the tale might not be as historically accurate as some would like to admit. In fact, county historian Rick Warwick personally told me that this tale was, quote, a bunch of hooey. Now, if that really is the case, then who or what is haunting Clouston Hall to this day? My name is Brandon Schexnayder, and you are listening to Southern Gothic.